The ruling Syriza party was once the organizer of these protests. As it prepares to pass its third austerity budget, the unions are its bitter enemies.
Teachers' salaries have fallen by 40%, spending on schools has fallen by 60%, and the number of staff has been reduced, while new hires aren't happening.
If any other government had done what Syriza is doing, it would have called for a strike. Through this budget, public hospitals will receive €600 million less next year. Patients will be in greater danger.
The spending cuts ought to please Greece's creditors, the Eurozone and the International Monetary Fund. They want the country to spend the equivalent of 3.5% of its economy repaying bailout loans. Next year's budget aims to achieve that for the first time. But that doesn't stop the state payroll from being increased by $500 million as more Syriza loyalists are appointed to public office. All this means that there will be no relief from austerity-era taxes. 250,000 bankruptcies and 1 million people made jobless over the last 8 years have meant that income tax revenues and pension contributions have fallen sharply. Yet throughout the crisis, governments have continued to find ways to raise at least $60 billion a year from this dying economy. Sales tax rose by 1/3 to 24%. Business tax has risen by half to 29%. This has meant that small businesses, which provide 90% of employment, have struggled to survive rather than grow. Yorgos Souvadzoglu launched this organic supermarket as a small grocery 13 years ago with his mother and brother. They ploughed more than $500,000 into it over the years and now employ 22 people, but taxes delayed their plans to expand.
Cash flow is all about being able to stock your shelves and grow. We could have opened a second shop with all the work we've done, and in another country we might have done so by now. But the money is tied up and paying authorities.
The Federation of Hellenic Industry says 2/3 of Greek businesses are barely surviving, while a quarter are in imminent danger of collapse. The government believes Greece will enjoy growth of 2.5% next year, but such predictions have been confounded before. 2018 is also the year when Greece is to graduate from the Eurozone's economic supervision. The government is taking no chances of relaxing its fiscal austerity now. Psaropoulos, Al Jazeera, Athens.